He doesn't just become a different person, he becomes his mother. What it is, what it ain't, it's your girl Ombre Alert, and I am back with another video. Thank you guys so much for continuing to support me on this channel. I love you guys. I cannot wait, literally could not wait to get up this morning and do this video. I literally got up at 6. I was pumping and everything so that I could record this video for you guys because I'm so excited to do this video. This video is going to be on Bates Motel and Psycho. If you've heard of Psycho, it's an older film from the legendary Alfred Hitchcock, the brilliant filmmaker Alfred Hitchcock. His original movie idea, and then, you know, years and decades later it got turned into a TV show. So I'm going to be talking about both today, and I'm so excited because Psycho is like one of my favorite movies ever of all time, and I think it creates, you know, a lover of horror and things like that. But anyways, grab your coffee, girl, and let's get into this video. Make sure you guys like, share, comment below, and please subscribe to this channel. I do have a vlog channel that I literally just uploaded a vlog the other day. I will pop it up here on the screen and leave it in the description box if you guys want to see what I've been up to as a mom. My son is now 7 months old. Oh my God, I can't even believe it's been 7 months. Like, it literally feels like I just got him from the damn hospital, y'all. So please support me over there on my vlog channel. And also, I do have something. So my oils, I'm still selling my hair care brand Empress Solution, and I have my oils on my website. If you do purchase one of my oils, you will get a free necklace. This is a crown necklace. Let me kind of come close so y'all can see. It's a little crown, as you can see. So this will be included in your purchase if you purchase very soon. I only have a few left. I've already given a few away in order. So if you guys want your own crown necklace, make sure that you buy one of my oils. I have this oil, which is the royal oil, on my website. I have a bamboo and green tea oil, as well as a summer growth oil, which is very popular during this time. Okay, so now that we've gotten all that out the way, let's get into the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let's go. Okay, y'all, so let's get my notes out. There's a lot of differences. Let's just talk about Psycho first, okay? Psycho is a movie. It was made, I believe, in the 1950s. It is believed to be one of the first horror films. This was the movie where the woman was shown in the movie with wearing a bra for the first time, so there was nudity. Nudity as far as Janet Leigh being in the shower for the very first time. So there was a lot of firsts with this horror film, okay? Our scene of her dying and getting killed was very legendary because it's never been done before. And on top of that, the plot of this movie is what made you want more. And that was what Alfred Hitchcock was very famous for. He was famous for making legendary movies that made you on the edge of your seat. He was famous for that, okay? And this movie was no exception. So he literally made this plot so thick. So the story of Psycho, if you haven't seen it, is of Norma and Norman Bates. So the movie actually starts off with Norman. It's just Norman. He lives in a house that sits on the hill, and the motel sits, you know, beneath. So he runs the motel. He's by himself, very secluded. No one else lives in this big, enormous old house with him. He's just by himself. Of course, it's a motel, but it's kind of like a shut-in motel. Like, a lot of people don't stay there, and you know, he has guests from time to time, but they mysteriously disappear. So in this movie, you can see that Norman has an extremely close relationship with his mother because he talks about her often. She sits in the house. It appears that he's alone, but he talks about his mother and that he takes care of her and that she sits in the house. At times, there is a woman that you can see in the window that will pull the curtains back and look through and then pull the curtains shut. So there is a woman in the house, you know what I'm saying? So he takes care of his mother. He seems like a good son, you know what I mean? Because he's older, you know, you could tell he's like in his late 20s, and you know, he lives alone with his mother. It's kind of weird, you know what I'm saying? Like someone that is not, you know, married, does not have kids, and lives alone with their mother at that age is kind of weird. Very well spoken. He seems to be very nice. And then bad things happen. So the story goes that, you know, when he gets sexually aroused or when he is captivated by a woman, then he he becomes a different person. So it appears that he has some type of mental issues. And who wouldn't? If they are that age, they live with their mother, they don't have kids, they don't have a partner in life taking care of their mother. It's just something's wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? So do whatever you want with your life, but it's going to backfire. It's going to have like different, you know, repercussions, if you will, for not focusing on yourself and just focusing on your mother. So people get curious because people come to the motel and they disappear, they don't show up. So of course, family members will come and ask and inquire about the person that's missing, and most of the time it's a woman that's missing. And it's because when he gets aroused, he becomes a different person and he kills. So he doesn't just become a different person, he becomes his mother, which is insane. He becomes his mother and he literally kills. So the story behind the, you know, the innocent guy that works in a motel and takes care of his mother is not even true. His mother has been dead for 10 years in this movie. His mother has been dead for 10 years. He has mummified her body and he sits her in a room. He sits her corpse in the bed, in her own bedroom, literally. He moves her up and down the steps. He keeps her in the basement. He's created some sort of shrine dedicated to her in the basement. In this movie, it doesn't look like that. It looks like she's just literally just sitting in a chair. The corpse is just sitting in the chair, but he leaves her in the basement sometimes, or he bring her upstairs and eats with her for dinner and things like that. So people in town know that his mother is dead, but he talks about her as if she's still alive. And the truth is, she is still alive. She's just inside of Norman. It's interesting and it's weird too, because it's like if you become your mother, it's like you're becoming the worst version of your mother because you're becoming this killer. What does that say about how you look at your mother? And what does that say about how your mother was to you? And that shows the inappropriate relationship that they had. Fast forwarding, let's go. We know what happens in Psycho. So a woman comes to the motel. She is running away because she stole money from her job. She's running away. She hides the money in the hotel room, but then she ends up dead. Norman talks to her for a little while. He actually convinces her to go back to where she came from instead of running away. He gets aroused by her, so then he kills her. Then her sister comes to look for her and her fiance. The sister goes down the basement, finds the body. It's a corpse. And then he gets arrested, is what it seems. And then there's a therapist that's explaining that he's not a transvestite, which is what they used to call transsexuals or trans women as we call it today. That he actually has personality disorder. He actually it might be a little schizophrenic because he sees things that's not there. He's created this like alter ego personality to protect himself, which is his mother. Sometimes he's not even all himself, but oftentimes he's only his mother, which is really scary. It's a really, really good movie. And then fast forward, we can talk about Bates Motel, the show. The show did a great job at showing like a backstory of how inappropriate Norma and Norman's relationship was, because they were very close. They were so close at times where it seemed like they were married, like they were lovers. Because they were so close, they slept in the same bed together. Norman had to be like 15 when they moved from Arizona and bought the motel. So he was in high school. He was starting to experiment with girls. He actually had sex with girls, and then he had an inappropriate relationship with his teacher, and then he ended up killing her. He completely forgot about it because he has blackouts. So, and he forgets what he's done, and he turns into his mother. Like I said, like in comparison to the psycho, he turns into his mother when he gets aroused, and he kills his sexual victims. It shows a good backstory of before his mother dies. Like, it's like the relationship that they had. Every time Norman interfered with her getting close to another man, oftentimes they were both very jealous of each other's like partners, intimate relationships with other people, and it often made them feel like the person was coming in between their relationship, even though it's supposed to be different. It's supposed to be just a sexual thing, but they think about it as like partners, like life partners type of thing. It's just completely inappropriate. The movie makes it seem like it's Norman's mother that's the problem, and really the show shows that Norman is the problem. He's the one that's totally obsessed with who she's with and how long she's with the person, and I don't want them to come between us. That's how Norman was. Norman wasn't really like that. I feel like she was very inappropriate with her son, like sleeping in the bed with him, and just being too like, where you going? What you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, she was kind of annoying, and inappropriate, I would say, and a little bit too invested in like whether he was having sex or not. She did understand the difference between having a sexual partner and having your son. And I think towards the end, before she died, she really understood like, hey, I can actually be happy with a man in my life and be with a relationship with my son. It's different. It's not the same. I think that it took her a long time to realize like, I don't have to put so much pressure on Norman to have a relationship with me that is so strong. Like, I can have an intimate partner and raise my child. And I think that it was towards the end because Norman was getting older. He was 18, and she started to notice that, she started to fear that he was going to pull away from her. She fell in love and everything like that. So in the show, he killed several times. The difference between the show and the movie is that actually did have, relationships with women. He had sex with women. He killed a lot of women, but he also in the end had to be held accountable for his crimes, and he was charged with murder when they found several bodies around the area of the motel. He was charged. He wasn't formally charged because there wasn't a trial, but in the movie, the people in the town said that, Norma killed herself. Like, it was like a suicide, and her lover that died. But in the TV show, Norman was the one that was trying to kill the both of them together. He turned the gas on in the house, and the mother ended up dying of carbon monoxide poisoning. And Norman was actually passed out at the time, but her lover, he tried to save Norma, and she didn't wake up. And then Norma ended up waking up. So he survived, but Norma didn't survive. And then he was the sheriff in the town, so he ended up going to jail for some, crimes that, whatever. But he was only going to serve 2 years, and he broke out of that jail. It was just bad. Like, she died and only married for 2 weeks, and Norman couldn't take it. Norman at the time, he was in a psych ward. He killed someone, and then he was found in the field talking to himself. And did a great job of showing backstories too, like including the character of Norman's estranged brother, who was actually conceived from Norma's brother. So it showed a lot of like backstory as to why Norma could have an inappropriate relationship with her son, because she also had an inappropriate relationship with her brother because they had sex. And she made it seem like she was raped, and she wasn't raped by him. And I mean, it just showed a lot of inappropriate things from her end too, because she was very hostile and she was very like, she threw temper tantrums a lot. So that was her way of getting her way with him. Like, all she had to do was cry, break down crying, and he would just be like, okay, mother, I'll do whatever you say. So it was just like she showed him very inappropriate things. And yeah, it just was a good show. It had 5 seasons. It came out in 2005. I think I originally only watched it till season 4, but I recently watched the whole thing throughout, and it was just so good. Like, they did a really good job. Like, Alfred Hitchcock would have loved the show. Like, maybe he wouldn't have because he's an old soul, but and he just likes his own shit. But I really think they did a good job at paying homage to that show because the actors were amazing. The plot was thick. Every season was good. It just kept getting better and better and better and better. It, like, when Romero broke out of prison and was on Norman's ass, I loved that. I ate that up because I just felt like he loved Norma so much. And when she died, he knew it was Norma's fault. He knew that Norma did it. And it was at that point where he was trying to put his foot down and trying to build a relationship with Norman. Norman was not having it, child. He was not having it. He was saying that they could get a divorce because originally she was proposing that they get married so that he could have medical insurance for the psych ward. But they ended up falling in love, realizing that they loved each other the whole time. So, I mean, great movie, great TV show. Like, it was great. I loved it. And I think it's because I'm a mom now. Just seeing, like, how inappropriate relationships can be between mother and son. It's very important to have some sort of distance between you and your son. Like, you can't be that insane. Like, they're going to turn out like crazy. And I love the scene in the TV show where he was in the psych ward and Norma was held accountable for not making sure he had a doctor like his whole life. The lady was literally like, you knew he had blackouts. You knew he was having blackouts more than one time a year, and you didn't make sure that he had a doctor. Like, she literally read her for filth. She was like, well, he's 18 now. So the time that you were supposed to be so on top of it has already passed, baby. And I was like, yes, tell her, tell her. But that's all for this video. If you want me to do another part to this video, let me know. Or if there's any other movies and TV show comparisons you want me to do coming soon, let me know. I will do that. Thank you so much for watching this video. It's Ombre Alert. Bye, y'all.